Grand Rising, loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, your long lost favorite spiritual advisor, Empress Oracle. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. I know it's been a while, but we're just going to get into it. So, while I've been gone, I've been healing, I've been going through a lot of things, and I've definitely been learning life lessons, because in order to be a teacher and in order to be a healer, you have to go through lessons, you have to live, experience things, you have to learn, but you also have to heal and evolve. And so I also was going through that process, and here I am back and better, right? So today, our topic is going to be the irony of life and ego evolvement, because let me tell you, excuse the noise, I have the garage door cracked a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Get some fresh air, but anyway, yeah. The irony of life and ego evolvement. So this is definitely the one. This the one. This the one right here. This the lesson that I just recently learned, and I just want to share with you guys a bit of it, because we all are human. We are not perfect, but we are all created in a divine image of source, right? So we always strive to be better people. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people, they live life by the motto, you only live once. And therefore, they put themselves through emotionally traumatic situations that leave marks on their souls that they carry with them throughout lifetimes. This is very true. I'm a firm believer of this, regardless. I know there are a lot of people out there that believe that you only live once truly. However, the soul never dies. The soul is made up of energy, and it accumulates as you go through life, and based on how you live your life. If you live your life in the light, your soul will evolve. You will learn lessons, okay? And a lot of times lessons do come in ugly packages, but you will learn those lessons, and your soul will evolve and your soul will grow. And then there's other people who choose not to do that in life, so their soul doesn't evolve. Their light doesn't shine as brightly, but it does matter. It definitely does. And the things that we do, they definitely will leave marks on that soul. That's why you meet certain people, and you meet them, and they could be in the pits. They could be homeless. They could just have nothing, but they shine bright like a diamond. That is because everything that they have gone through has not marred their soul. They are in the most humblest of circumstances, the most, worst conditions that you could think of. However, they maintain that purity of soul, that purity of spirit that shines from within, that will always shine. So therefore, people will always be drawn to them. They will always receive guidance. They will always receive blessings. It's all about that light and that soul, and keeping that soul pure. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize when they go through traumatic life experiences. Now, different traumas can go for different things. What might be traumatic to you might not be traumatic to others. And that's something that I had to learn and realize as well, because as humans, we end up having to take a lot. So we end up being more durable and tougher than we need to be. So a lot of times, instead of learning the lessons that we go through for our soul's evolution, we take offense to those things, and they leave marks or mars on our soul, and they affect us, and they will, carry into that next lifetime. And that's why also too, you have people who you meet who they just have like strange phobias, aversions to certain things, and they can't tell you why. Nothing happened to them this lifetime as why they have such an aversion or such a fear to something. It is because there is a mark on their soul that they carried with them from a previous life where they had a traumatic experience with either that specific thing or something related to that, to where the soul remembered it and used that as a memory piece. And that is going to stop your soul from evolving in this lifetime. And that's what we have to realize, guys, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens. That's something that we need to realize as a people. That's what causes it. That's what causes those self-limiting fears, actions, and beliefs that hold us back from our fullest potential. Because a lot of times those phobias and those fears tend to be tied with things that can help our soul to evolve even more once we, incorporate them into our lifestyle. So you have to pay attention to that. In order for the soul to properly thrive, a person has to fulfill their soul's purpose each lifetime. Each lifetime, right? You must fulfill your soul's contract for that lifetime and successfully complete each soul impacting milestone, right? You have to do it. Whether it's self-induced or a natural disaster, You have to, each milestone in life. I was like, what the fuck is that word? Yeah. You have to successfully complete each soul impacting milestone in life, whether it's self-induced or a natural disaster. And so when I say a natural disaster, that means something out of your control. Just like me, for example, I recently went through a lot of life self-impacting milestones that I'm gonna call them natural disasters, because some of them were partially self-induced and some of them were natural disasters, but they came together. And it was up to me to realize I had to step back from myself and say, okay, Empress, what is going on here? Where did you go wrong? Sometimes you have to take accountability of where you may have made a misstep or you may have went wrong. And you have to learn that lesson for your soul's evolution, because otherwise you're going to keep on holding onto it and it's going to weigh your soul down. It's going to burden you down and you're not going to be able to progress and you're not going to be able to complete your purpose. And that's what we have to realize. A lot of times these things are really blessings in disguise because they are for our soul's growth. So never, never, never take any experience in life. Just like Cardi B said, you never take anything in life as an L. It's always a lesson. Always. For your betterment of yourself. Because remember, we all signed a contract before we came down here on what areas of our soul needed to be evolved. So therefore, every interaction we have with everybody, every entanglement, everything is for a reason. It is divinely guided. Your soul contract never only involves you. That's where a lot of people are mistaken. It never only involves you. Each soul you encounter in a lifetime is for the most part predetermined. For the most part, predetermined to have a certain effect on your life or cause you to experience certain emotions such as love, pain, or fear, to name a few. And this is very true. And this is because certain things, certain feelings, certain emotions, certain reactions can only get triggered by certain people. So certain people have to play certain roles in your life, and your soul knew that before you came. That is why it's already predetermined for you to get those triggers, to have those reactions. Now, because we have free will, a lot of times we get those emotional triggers, but we have the choice on how we choose to react. And how you choose to react is what is going to delineate whether or not it is truly a lesson or a blessing. Is it truly a L or is it a lesson, right? Because you also have the LLs that are fatal. A true L is fatal, is detrimental, is permanent loss. That's a true L. Or is it a lesson, right? Did you lose temporarily, but did you grow spiritually, right? Did you grow mentally? Did you grow emotionally? Those are the things that you have to ask yourself. So who is truly the victor in that lesson? That's what you have to ask yourself. A lot of times we get caught up in that you only live once motto, and so we don't look into the situation past it at that time. And you have to realize certain things as they unfold, you will see the lesson, you will see the growth, you will see the effect that it had. Did it leave a mark on your soul? And that's the thing that we need to take into consideration this lifetime as well. How you internalize and deal with these emotions is what leaves an effect on your soul, along with manifesting in physical, psychological, and other types of ailments or shortcomings that will leave you unable to fulfill your soul's purpose. A lot of people are on the right path, but because they have these emotional, these soul blocks, they're not going to fulfill their true purpose. They're put in those places. They're in the right place, but they have the wrong mindset. They're in the right place. They're around the right people, but their soul is not right. They have these soul scars that are holding them back from their true purpose or for truly fulfilling, having the effect they're supposed to have on today's society. And we need all the positive influence that we can get in today's society. Lack of growth from an egotistical standpoint is the cause of permanent soul trauma and overall evolvement. And I will definitely say that that is true, because there were some areas that I had realized that my soul had not evolved. There were areas in my life with people who were close to me or supposed to be close to me where I realized that feelings, traumas, thoughts, events, emotions were holding my soul back, and they were stopping me from evolvement. It got to a point where I felt as though I had ceilinged out. I was at the ceiling. There was nowhere else to go. And you should never feel that way. You should never feel closed in. You should never feel encapsulated. You should never feel like your growth is being stunted. If that is the case, you should take a look into what the cause of that is, because that means that you are not growing. So you have to release whatever that is stunting your growth in order for your evolution, in order for your overall well-being. That is something that we all need to know. It's best to just, live from the heart and not the ego, because the ego can block a lot of blessings. The ego can stop a lot of things. The ego can leave a mark on your soul. The mind can be a prison that can allow your unevolved ego to stop your soul's growth. If that happens and your unevolved soul leaves your body, it will have to repeat the same impacting experiences and or have those same soul traumas to overcome. Maybe this lifetime, and if not this lifetime, the next lifetime. And then the way it also goes, that is also how you end up forming generational curses and soul ties, the karmic soul contracts and soul ties with people, places, or things that are going to keep you stunted. So remember and keep that in mind, loved ones. That is very important. That is a lesson that it took me 38 years to learn. But now that I have learned it, it's my job to share that with you all. You're never too old to learn. You're never too old to learn a lesson. And you're never too old to drop your pride and your ego for your soul's growth and evolution in order to just be a better person, a better product of society, in order for your soul's evolution and production and growth. You keep that in mind, loved ones. Short and sweet, just like me. I just wanted to leave you guys with that. I missed you guys, and I just wanted to leave you guys with that little bit of knowledge and healing wisdom from yours truly. And I send it to you all with love and light. And let no weapons formed against you prosper, okay? Continue to grow. Continue to learn. Remember, you are not human, but you are made in his image, in source image, in the divine's image. So you are always divine. Act like it. I love you all. Be blessed.